welcome to another Tines and Lines video. I am your host, Dallas Snyder. It has already been a day and a half into the hunt. Lots of not very fun things have transpired, folks. Short story long here. Got up here, did some scouting, the wife and I. She's back at the truck. I'll explain what's going on here in a second. Went way up top of, there's actually a mountain range that way that currently can't see because all the smoke, I guess. But set up camp and everything. Started getting super windy, and the wind caved in our tent, so we decided to pack up and find a different spot for the night. At this point it's already like 11 o'clock, so did that. As I was packing up the tent, the wind caught it and bent it in different directions and solidified its dismay. So needless to say, we slept in a little bit. However, silver lining here, folks. On the way back to town, we'll call it, we come across a few deer here in the lowland flats. And one of which is a pretty decent 25, 27 inch wide 3-point mainframe. I think he has a kicker. Just chilling out here, so that's why I'm down here. So Ashlyn, the wife, is back there. She's gonna be looking at all this because we believe that those deer are coming in, bed out there, and then filter through and eventually hit some of these fields. So I'm gonna pick a bush out here and post up and see if we can play the waiting game. I've never done this type of hunting before, but we will see what happens. What's up, guys? Sorry for the interruption. Just wanted to announce a quick giveaway for this video specifically. Gonna do like a $200 gift card to Sports Warehouse and some Tines and Lines merch probably, but stay tuned to the end of the video to see how to do that. Okay, I got this camera here, and I got this camera here. Waiting for some deer to come in. Got about an hour and a half of daylight, so let's see, but there's a ridge. Ridge has got some thick stuff right there. And then there's kind of a big lonely tree out there. Those seem to be where the deer are heading. We're going old school, guys, with the cell phone. Recording with the cell phone. Alright, so looking at some tracks right here. Last night, the events of last night did not come to fruition or transpire, or it didn't happen. Anyway, this morning driving around, I seen about 3 or 4 doe with 6 or 7 fawns, actually. Really healthy looking little herd there. That was cool. But they were completely in a different spot than I was thinking. So I looked around a little bit out here before the man came knocking, and I had to grab the teepee and run out in the field. But anyway, now I'm coming over here, and there's this dirt mound that goes all the way, and there are tracks going all over it. So I don't know how far. If I go too far this way, I'll be in Nevada, which obviously is sleeping stink bug, which obviously my tags are Utah. So, but I just want to see where this is going. If they bed out here, I mean, they might go all the way to those mountains in Nevada. I don't know, but that's a long way for some alfalfa. But anyway, I'm gonna walk this. We're gonna see what happens. It's a beautiful, crisp morning. Well, I've been going for quite a while now, and keep cutting both antelope and deer. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference, but when it's definitely bigger, you know it's more likely a deer. And to my knowledge, antelope, kind of a little more pointy. Deer, a tad bit more rounded. Anyway. And yeah, we'll come to this landing strip. So, probably gone, maybe a mile, not even. Right now I'm just walking around trying to stir something up. See if something jumps up, you know? So today is Saturday. We got up here Thursday afternoon, drove around, saw a bunch of antelope, drove up the mountain. I didn't quite get to a spot that I wanted to get to. The road got pretty rough. So we stopped a little earlier than I wanted to. We found a nice little flat spot, set up camp, and right off the bat, going to stake down the tent. And all the little ribbons that you hold the stake to, like two of the 4, like totally just ripped off, turned to dust. So, and then a couple of the clips that the tent pops onto the poles just popped off. But we set up camp anyway, set it all up, got the table, stove, everything hooked up, and went to go to bed. It got like really, really, really windy, and actually the tent started to cave in. And it was on Ashlyn's side. It was like smacking her in the head. The whole tent was coming in probably seriously 4 or 5 feet. It's like, okay, this isn't gonna work tonight. So I was like, well, let's pack up camp. Let's go a little lower. As we got everything packed up, the last thing I was gonna do was take down the tent. As I was taking down the tent, the wind caught it and totally broke the poles. I was like, okay. No tent. Now what? So we come down the hill. It probably took 2 hours to get all the way back down to where I wanted. We were way that way. Come all the way back. There's a little town here. So, well, there's got to be one room available. And there was one room available, smoking. I was like, I'm not staying in the smoking room. Oh, on the way back, in some of those fields, we seen some deer crossing the road, and this time it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. Happened to see a pretty decent little buck. I was like, yeah, satisfied with that, 100%. We decided to try to sleep in the car, but we didn't take all of the gear out. We were just trying to sleep in the front seats. We didn't sleep for about 3 hours. Zero sleep. It's like, my God, this is miserable. Found a little spot off the side of a dirt road, and we took out all of our gear: cots, sleeping bags, packs, clothes bags. I mean, you name it. We're loaded for bear. Oh, rabbit. That rabbit scared me. That was a giant buck. But anyway, took out everything. So we got a yard sale going on now, right? We got the back seats down and everything, and laid down in the back seat, and just got a couple hours of sleep. Well, I'm right here on the border of Nevada and Utah, and I had set my phone. I had set an alarm for Mountain Time for 6:30, and it went off at 6:30 Nevada time. So that means it was 7:30 Utah time. That means the sun had already been up for a half hour. I was like, well, I got up and walked around and did some glassing a little bit for about a half hour. I'm not seeing anything offhand. Ashlyn's passed out. Like, well, let me just go get a couple more hours of sleep, see what comes of it. Then we got up, looked around, walking around this desert by these fields, saw all the tracks, come up with the game plan to sit last night, see if we can catch them coming in. As you saw, nothing come in. So yeah, so here we are now, just walking around, trying to see if we can scare something up here. Hello, folks. Welcome back to Wild. We have a bit of a dilemma here. You can't tell. So, here's my theory. Everything is hooked on this hook. The ratchet strap's at the very end, barely hanging on by a hair through the water tank handle. I've bungeed these two, the gas tank and the middle water jug, in hopes that when I lift this up, I only have the weight of the bottom one, and I can gracefully send it down. Nothing is in my favor. That's heavy, folks. Okay, let's see what happens. Pocket knife. Hey! Kinda worked. I mean, they fell all the way, but look at that gas can. No explosions today. Alright, so as you can probably tell, we are turning around, literally and metaphorically. We're heading home. Maybe. Figured if we leave now, potentially we could be home for dinner, get a nice rest, and be able to go to church in the morning, I guess. Spent a few days up here. Camping scenarios, quite horrible, as you guys know. I didn't document any of that just because it was in the moment and frustrating, and I wish I should have. I wish I could have, because probably would have been pretty funny. Ashlyn and I, she's videoing me right now, obviously, but we had it a bit rough there the first couple nights. But anyhow, we're gonna head home and kind of recalibrate it, I guess, in lack of better terms, and do some more e-scouting, check a couple different other spots. The only time I have seen deer on this trip anyway with everything that has happened. Has been late in the middle of the night, late at night, early in the morning. No, not during daylight, in the fields. And I mean, I guess you can ask permission, but even then you can't hunt in the middle of the night. So the deer just moving out. I think they're moving before the light is even happening. Down low anyway. I was hoping to find a cool sage buck, but we're up here in the mountains, as you can see. See if you can get a little shot of that out there. Up here in the mountains a little bit. That's all Conger wilderness area, something like that. See what we can see. Lots of horse sign. A lot of horses out here, which tells me the deer might be a little more leery. But anyway, this is the outro for this first episode. It was mostly me talking and a little bit of road tripping. But if you made it this far in the video, congratulations, thank you. And better luck for us all next time. See ya. Alright, giveaway time. So, all you need to do is make sure you hit the like button, just like every other video you see. Subscribe, and leave a comment. What do you think about the lack of animals in this video, or any thoughts that you have? Positive, negative, whatever. Leave a comment down below, and you'll be entered for the giveaway.